Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, classic / non-classic. This is episode number 749 and Doubleshot number 653. Two Marvel trades I have here. And these are two trades I own, and they're both of them related to the series Secret Avengers. First up it is Secret Avengers by Remender Volume 1, collecting issues 22.1 and 22.25. Of course, Remender with artwork by Patrick Zurcher and Gabriel Hardman. Pat Zurcher does the .1 issue, which has Hawkeye joining the Secret Avengers. Because that event's affair itself, Bucky was declared dead in public-wise. In reality, he's actually different from life. He had to fake his death because of what was going on in the Captain America book. So Cap took his spot in the main team, so he still had to keep this book around. So he replaced him. He had Hawkeye take his spot as leader of the team. Let me tell everybody else about that. And also, he took Sharon Carter with him, probably back to his own book. In the case of, Moon Knight and War Machine probably Matt Fraction scooped him up, put him back in the pages of Iron Man for a brief little story arc before the... Yeah, my guess is because the reason why they had War Machine Roofing book, and this is just my theory, is because Matt Fraction had plans for him in the Iron Man book, so he needed War Machine. As in the case of Moon Knight, he got his own book, again, which got canceled after 12 issues. Now, they replaced these three people with Captain Britain, the Jim Hammond Human Torch, and Agent Venom. Yep, Flash Thompson joins the group. Yeah, and also, they have Eric O'Grady die, and then get replaced with an android. But yeah, Eric O'Grady is officially dead. Yep. Now, those of you who are curious, though, who is that creepy old man in the middle? Is that Xavier? No, it's not Xavier. This is a man called Father. Seriously, that's the guy's name. He basically is leader of his own cyborg nation, and the Secret Avengers are sent into his country to rescue a mother and child. They get the child, but not the mother. And of course, the storyline is also the debut of a new, not only a new villain, but a new base operations because, Steve Rogers is no longer leading the team, so they can't use the Quinjet anymore. Nope, they can't use that. So they use a thing called the Lighthouse, which is a space station that orbits the planet. Which the Lighthouse itself. Here's the weird thing about this particular space station. Unlike the Quinjet, which just appeared in a few other books, the Lighthouse surprisingly does not appear outside of Secret Avengers. Yeah, I'm not kidding about it. It didn't. And this space station is actually really tiny, so no one knows it's up there. I mean, from Hawkeye's perspective, some things was really big. And when Captain Britain came on board, they also had Giant Man join the team, even though he's leader of the Avengers Academy. Yep. Now, when Captain Britain joined, he thought he was going to be leader of the team because he's picked down first. No, according to Hawkeye, let a time-honored Avenger join the group, which kind of does make sense due to the fact that, he's been the Avengers for a long time, so why not have him lead the group? Captain Britain was actually upset about this, but he got over it later. Now, the only people they kept from the previous, the only people who actually stayed, who didn't leave and go off their own, was basically just Black Widow, Beast, Valkyrie. I think it was Black Widow, Beast, Valkyrie, and and Ant-Man. Yeah, they're the ones who stayed, but Eric got killed off toward the end of the storyline and replaced with an android. Of course, that's not revealed to the following storyline. Yeah, I guess is the reason why Rick Remender put Venom on the team, because he knew that he was ending his run for Venom, and he really loved writing. This is my theory, he probably loved writing this character so much, though, he put him on the roster, and Hawkeye he says, why would you put a supervillain on this team? Here's the thing, Flash Thompson's not a villain. Apparently, Hawkeye has never heard about Venom's exploits in the Venom title. Yeah, he points out the whole thing of him getting involved with Spider Island, the whole thing with the Circle of 4 crossover, which, by the way, is still somewhat in effect, though other books have simply ignored it for some reason. But yeah, of course, the villains are also known as Descendants as well. I should point out, after the storyline, now this story is followed up with in the last arc that Rick Remender does, because next story arc, next two, basically, after this, one is the Secret Avengers tie-in, the tie-in for of AVX, which I have reviewed that, And of course, a four-part which follows up with the plot thread that's set up in the point one, which features the Masters of Evil. Yeah, there's new version of Masters of Evil, and simply put, the point one issue sets it up, and of course that storyline simply follows it up, and also basically follows a couple plot threads Brubaker left hanging when he left the book. But this is by far really good. I really enjoyed this. I still have for this particular era, about 3 more trades to get, and I have this entire era for Secret Avengers. I'm going to give this book a 9.5 out of 10. It's really, really good. Though also, I should point out, though, Jimmy Hammond gets damaged in this storyline, and he remains sort of in a coma for a majority of the run. Yeah, after this, he doesn't come out again until, like, when Father comes back. It's kind of like, recommend to put him on the shelf for a couple stories and bring him back. Alright, next up is the first trade to collect issues from the last volume for the series for Secret Avengers. This is Secret Avengers Volume 1, Let's Have a Problem. New writer, Alexis Knott, is the writer of the book. He also was writing the Bucky Barnes Winter Soldier book at this point. This collects the first 5 issues of Secret Avengers Volume 3 and the original Secret Avengers Infinity Comic 1 through 2. Mostly put, these are series little fun issues of the team, which this is a new roster from the previous incarnation. Now, here's the weird thing. Black Widow is probably the only person who actually stays with this roster in almost every single issue. She appeared in almost every single issue of the whole series, so I got praised her for that. They also have, for this lineup, of course, is a relaunch. The only new member they added to the team is Spider-Woman. Now, Mockingbird herself was part of this incarnation, along with Iron Patriot. They left. Mockingbird did her own thing. I don't really remember exactly what she did. Iron Patriot got his own brief spin-off book, which got canceled to 5 issues. Yeah, they're investigating murders, a bunch of old S.H.I.E.L.D. space stations are trying to crash the planet, and of course we also have probably one of the best fights of the whole entire storyline. Yeah, it teases after the opening issue. We actually have Lady Bullseye versus the Black Widow, which is amazing. I like the fact that writers get a chance to use this character. Those who don't know who Lady Bullseye is, she is technically a female version of Bullseye. Is she from a different universe? No, she's actually original 616. She's a creation of Ed Brubaker, mind you. Yeah, Ed Brubaker created this character. Yep. Yeah, she was created, she sure showed up during a period of time when Bullseye was posing as Hawkeye, and she continued to act as Lady Bullseye even after his apparent death, because Mark Waid later retconned it. Yep. And of course, Spider-Woman meets a bomb. Yes, an actual bomb. And M.O.D.O.K. There's great scenes with M.O.D.O.K. Yeah, toward the end of the previous time, M.O.D.O.K. became part of the lineup. Yeah, in a way. But, yeah, when they first show off Spider-Woman here, she and Black Widow are at a Russian bath getting a massage. Yep. And then I think, like, show off the secret room. Show the secret exit, okay? And the window, the wall opens, and it's full of weapons. Lots of weapons. And they pull, like, a gag from Hawkeye in here, where they do a humorously a way to censor stuff. Like, when they censor Hawkeye's groin, they use basically a picture of his Jack Kirby era. For Black Widow, they do for Spider-Woman, because they like equal treatment, they give her original look for her mask. They didn't do it for Black Widow, surprisingly, but I thought it was quite funny. They actually threw in a gag from the pages of Hawkeye in here, which I thought was really nice. Yeah, great little storyline. I give this book a 9.5 out of 10. The Secret Avengers one, that's just an old mission that apparently Nick Fury found out about. It's a loose tie to Original Sin, and it was released digitally. I didn't know initially the comic existed. I looked it up online. Yeah, I knew nothing about this. I knew about other tie-ins, but this one was not even listed as part of the list of tie-ins. But yeah. But great book. And by the way, at the time this book was coming out, this is one of 3 books that Maria Hill was regularly featured in. She was also regularly featured in Black Widow. And let's see, there was a few other books. Black Widow, Indestructible Hulk. Yeah, she was featured in that one. Which apparently she was sort of a slight track. She respanded for some reason. She was also featured in Brian Michael Bendis and the Kenny X-Men run. And I think that was it. Yep. It was like 4 books. She was like, oh yeah. She was also briefly featured a couple times in pages of Deathlock. But you got at least got praise the fact Marvel was actually using her a lot more because, well, she's director of S.H.I.E.L.D., so why not? I'm going to give this book a 9.5 out of 10. It's really, really good. Really fun. I really wish Marvel did not end this series 3 years ago. I really wanted this series to come back. Now, I do have the last fund that collects issues from this particular run. But that'll be saved 2 episodes from now. Okay? Because next episode is the last 2 trades I got for Ultimate X-Men. Yep. You'll find out what they are in the next episode, okay? But to see you there. Bye.